Networking can help you to create connections, to get a job, to expand your opportunities, and to open doors that you didn't even know existed. Welcome to The PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past, optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. I'm Tracy Bingaman, and I'm obsessed with redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the mindset shifts, systems, and processes I use to escape healthcare burnout and integrate my work into my life. Work-life balance is a myth, and an integrated life where you thrive professionally, not a balancing act, is the goal here. My mission is to help you to grow into a unicorn PA who loves their job, has abundant energy, time to spare, and work-optional financial freedom. The PA is in. Welcome back to another episode of The PA is In. I'm your host, career strategy and negotiation coach, Tracy Bingaman. And today we're diving into a topic that is absolutely crucial for advancing your career in healthcare or really in any field, and that is networking. Networking is so incredibly important. Whether you're looking for new job opportunities, you're aiming to expand your specific professional horizons, or you're just trying to stay connected within the industry and clinical medicine, networking is your secret weapon. So let's get into it. If you're often freezing at work, you need Scrubmates, the insulating underscrub to treat your shivering. Like a bear hugger for providers, these underscrubs will keep you warm even in the coldest environments. Scrubmates offers a sleeveless option approved for the OR, as well as long-sleeved options for those who work elsewhere. They even have a patent-pending pocket for your valuables. No more tying your rings to your scrub drawstrings. Life is too short to have goosebumps all day. A PA-founded company, Scrubmates is on a quest to make your day more comfortable with super soft, functional, and affordable scrubs and underscrubs. Head to wearscrubmates.com to fight the hospital freeze. First things first, let's talk about what networking really is and what it isn't. Networking is the action or process of interacting with others in order to exchange information and develop professional or even social contacts. Networking is not being selfish or manipulative. It's about building genuine connections with others. I want you to stop seeing networking as something that is stuffy and scripted, with these people standing around at a mixer holding those tiny plastic plates of appetizers with name tags on. Think instead of networking as creating a web of relationships that can help you to achieve your career goals. And even more than that, a web of people who you are willing to help them in order for them to achieve their career and life goals too. Networking can help you to create connections, to get a job, to expand your opportunities, and to open doors that you didn't even know existed. It's about strategic career moves, but networking doesn't have to feel salesy or sleazy. Instead, it can be this tactic that you use that is specific, strategic, and has the potential to be incredibly fruitful for you and also for your connections inside of your career. Now that we know what networking is and what it isn't, let's talk about some best practices to make your networking efforts as effective as possible. First, I want you to expand your idea of networking beyond simply your professional contacts. Include people like neighbors, friends, your kids' friends' parents, people you know from community activities, and even your hairdresser. In fact, your network includes, but is certainly not limited to, your family members, friends, everyone you've ever worked with, people you volunteered with, former classmates, current classmates, teachers, professors, all from the gamut of teachers in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and graduate school, people who you know from professional development events, your fitness or gym people, people from church or your religious connections, people that exist inside of your community, your neighborhood, people that you see on the sidelines of your kids' activities, people with the same hobbies, and your hairdresser. I feel like hairdressers are this underappreciated resource. They know everyone. And if they don't know someone, they know someone who knows someone. Your network encompasses everyone that you know and everyone that they know too. This broadens your reach and increases the chances of you finding opportunities because in that way, it's exponential. In just that way, your network has these multiple levels. So you can think about this. LinkedIn is actually a really good example of a platform to use for networking. But also, when someone pops up on LinkedIn, it will say first, second, or third degree connection. So, first degree connection is your immediate network. This is people who you know directly, either in person. You could walk into the break room and see them. You could email them, text them, call them, or someone that you know from online. And then there's this next layer, which is your extended network, which is a second or third degree connection. So you don't know them, but you know someone who knows them, or you know someone who knows someone who knows them. um, this is such a strange way to think about it, but don't forget about the people in your network who you know, who may know the person that you want to know. I feel like this episode has gotten very tongue twister-y. So I'm going to bring it back to something that's very practical, something that you can do today to really tap into that network, to remind you of people that you have forgotten that exist inside of your network. It's called the top 20 list. So this is a super useful exercise when you want to nail down exactly who is in your specific network. It's to take some time on pen and paper if you're old fashioned like me, or in a digital format if that works for you, and to generate a top 20 list. Here's how the top 20 exercise works. I want you to think of 20 people who are connected to you and rank them based on two specific things. Rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, on first, their influence for what you're trying to achieve, and second, their willingness to help you. This helps you to identify who you should reach out to first when you're in need of assistance, of pushing a certain thing forward or getting connected to a certain type of person. You then combine this. So each person has 2 scores. You combine the score for their influence with the score for their likely helpfulness, for a score that's going to fall somewhere between 2 and 20. So someone with a score of 2 would be maybe not very influential and really unlikely to help you. Probably they would not have even made it onto your list, versus someone with a score of 20 who is super influential, like maybe hiring for the job that you're looking for, and adores you and is super likely to help you. So you're going to rank the people on your top 20 list in order from highest to lowest. So starting with 20 and working your way down. Those at the top are the ones who are most likely to help you achieve your aim, and who are most likely to be able to be in a position where they can have impact or influence on that outcome. So I want to pause here for a moment and caveat, when you're networking, not to network just for the sake of networking. So the goal here is not to have a Rolodex of thousands of people at your disposal that you could just know you could call at any point. The purpose of this top 20 list is to help you achieve a specific aim. So if you're looking for a job in cardiology, you're looking to switch from the network that you work in to another network. You want to move into primary practice. You want to move into aesthetics. You want to move from a specialty to primary care. Whatever you're thinking about moving, and I think we should all be thinking, what's next? What's the next step for me at this position? What's the next position for me at this company? What's the next company that I want to work for? In medicine, this strategy, when it comes to career, is a really big missing piece. They seem to do it much better in business or corporate America than we do it in healthcare. We sort of forget to think about what's next. So let this serve as a reminder to ask yourself, what's next? What do I want to be doing after this? What's around the corner for me? And then do the top 20 exercise with that specific step in mind. If you want to be writing, if you want to be editing, if you want to get a new job, if you want to rise into a leadership position, How can you cultivate connections that are either with the people who are doing that thing or someone who could connect you to someone who's hiring for that position, who works at that company, who knows someone who does that thing? So when you look back at your top 20 exercise, the people at the top of your list with the higher scores are going to be the ones that you're going to want to contact first. So, we're going to talk about taking action and following up and reaching out and connecting to people specifically. And those people are the most likely to be in a position where they're going to help you and to have the influence or impact that you need them to have in order to actually help you. You should always be thinking about cultivating and working on networking, even if you don't know what that next step is. So maybe you're saying to me, hey, Tracy, I have no idea what's next for me. I will put a link in the show notes for you to have a strategy call with me for free to see if I can get some of those creative juices flowing and give you some of my ideas on what's next for you in terms of career strategy. But networking is something that it's not good to only call these people when you need something. So sometimes you just want to cultivate this connection and make sure that you have this rich network of contacts. Have you ever wondered if your malpractice policy is providing you with enough coverage? Turns out that employers' policies protect their interest and not necessarily yours. CM&F Group offers personal liability protection that adapts to your growing, changing responsibilities, including state compacts and allowing for protection for practicing medicine across state lines. From telemedicine to license and HIPAA defense, if it's something that you need protection for, CM&F has you covered. PA students can even enjoy a completely free student policy from your first day as a student until you become a licensed PAC. In a climate where we are hyper aware of charting wording, covering ourselves, and constantly worried about practicing defensive medicine, you can't leave your liability coverage up to chance. Enjoy the peace of mind, exceptional customer service, and find the best comprehensive coverage that fits your practice at www.cmfgroup.com/thepaisin or click the link in the show notes. Okay. So you've identified those people that are in your network. You've taken the time to do this top 20 exercise. So what's next? It's time to take action and to reach out to those people. You can do this even if you aren't looking for something from them right now, or you aren't trying to achieve this like hard driving specific objective. You can simply touch base with them, ask them how they are. What are you working on? How's it going in your world? All of these things can deepen that connection. In fact, I just had a student who I precepted earlier this year send me an email. I had offered to serve as a reference for this student on their job search at the time when the rotation with us was wrapping up. The funniest thing about the timing of this email and the recording of this episode is that I was just telling a first year student who I have first year students rotate to the office 4 hours on Friday mornings, that I had a full-time student earlier in this year, and I was embarrassed because I couldn't come up with the student's name like off the top of my head. And she was only at our office like a couple of months ago, and pop into my inbox comes an email with the student's name. So in this email, she gave me a brief update on her job search. She told me how rotations were going. This was short. I'm talking like a 4-sentence email. So she said, hey, here's how the job search is going. Here's how my rotations have been going since I left your office. And she asked, hey, are you still willing to serve as a positive reference for future potential employers? She asked me if the phone and email was correct. And most importantly, she reminded me of her name and who she was and what type of job she was looking for. So she said, hey, these are the positions that I have pending interviews. This is who might contact you. And she said, hey, can you, so she confirmed that I was a, good solid reference and was still willing to do that. And also reminded me about that. I am arguably, I feel the need to defend myself. I am not great at remembering names. It's something I'm trying to be better at. I am better at faces. And I could tell you very random facts. Like this person played collegiate soccer and she tore her ACL playing in college and had a delayed repair. I don't know. Like I just have strange things. Like I could have picked her up at, like if I was at Costco and I saw this person, I would say hello. I might not greet her by name, obviously, although now I can because she sent me that email. Names, even for colleagues and patients and students, it's not just students. I struggle with names. I am better with stories and faces. I don't know what it is about the way that my brain catalogs people. That's really a little bit of an aside. So when you're contacting people and you're following up on this list of top 20s, or you're just touching base with your network and sort of cultivating these connections, use whatever mode of communication feels most natural. Text, email, call them, whatever kind of level of communicating you're on with them. Start with a simple introduction. Let them know what you're looking for if you're looking to achieve something specific, and ask them specifically if they can help you. Can you help me with this? Do you know someone who can help me with this? Could you connect me with so-and-so, like a specific person who you've identified as a target? It sounds weird, like we're hunting them. A target as someone who would be a valuable, fruitful, rich connection for you. Be specific about your needs and the timeline. Like, do you need a quick turnaround? Is this just you like generally curious? Like, oh, I'm at the beginning of this job search and I was wondering if you knew anyone who was hiring, versus, hey, I really like to find a position in cardiology by the end of the year. Do you know so-and-so or anyone who's hiring? So here's an example. Hi, Chris. It's Tracy from the DeSales PA program class of 2012. I'm looking for a new position in general surgery starting this summer. Do you know of anyone that's hiring? Thanks for considering helping an old classmate. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Also, because we are all incredibly busy and we live in this time when we are very easily distracted, don't forget this next crucial step of following up. If you don't hear back, send a gentle reminder. Something like, hey, no pressure, but did you have time to think about whether you know anyone who could help me to accomplish XYZ, to find that position in general surgery this summer, to connect with someone who's in executive leadership, blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Most people want to help you and they aren't intentionally ignoring your request. It's more likely that they opened the email from you on their phone and they didn't have time to reply and they promptly forgot about it. Or maybe they're like me and they have 57 tabs open and they opened the email and they had every intention of helping. In fact, they opened up a new tab and went to LinkedIn to find the name of the person that they'd love to connect you with who might be able to help. And then they got distracted. It's completely reasonable to send a follow-up, I would say about a week after reaching out. I would follow up once, maybe twice if you feel like it's a very fruitful contact that you think is really worthwhile, but don't be afraid to follow up. Here's how I know that they want to help you, because you want to help them. And if they contacted you and you knew someone who could help them get what they wanted or needed or to make that connection, that you would do that willingly and it would probably make you feel really great. So think of that reminder as like, hey, here's another reminder that I'm here. Here's a great opportunity that you could help me to achieve this thing or to get to this place or to do this thing. You know that saying that it's not what you know, but who you know? The great news here is that it is both what you know, specifically how to leverage your network, and who you know. And those things are well within your control. So there you have it. My quick guide to networking and best practices to keep your network robust and cultivated for when you're ready to call on those connections. Remember that networking is not just about what others can do for you, but also how you can help others. It's a two-way street. Consistently invest in your relationships and be intentional with your strategic moves. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Those reviews are crucial for episodes like this and shows that are this size. It helps us to go up in the show rankings and helps others to find and benefit from content just like this. That's all for today. This PA is out. Congratulations, you've just joined an awesome club. By listening to a full episode of The PA is In, you are officially on the Unicorn PA team. Welcome aboard. What most team members do is they subscribe to the podcast because that allows them to automatically get the latest episode of the show. The life of your dreams exists on the other side of taking action. Keep making small shifts and keep getting better. Your life will improve, your career will soar, and you will have the confidence you need to create your own success. I will see you in the next episode. This PA is out.